She took one step onto our driveway, and that's when he pulled it black pistol, finger already on the trigger. "Back off," he barked, like my 17-year-old daughter was some kind of threat. She froze, hands up, eyes locked on mine. I could see her chest rising fast, but her voice stayed calm. "Sir, you're making a huge mistake." The man wore a cheap black vest with HOA security stenciled on it, like something he bought online. His badge hung on a lanyard, plastic and crooked. I could smell the cigarette smoke still clinging. To him, as he stepped closer, "You're trespassing," he growled. "This whole section's HOA property now." I tightened my grip on the shovel I'd been using in the garden. "That's funny," I said, keeping my voice even, "'cause the county records say otherwise. This land's mine." He smirked, like he'd heard that before, and won. "You people think you can just—" That's when my daughter cut him off, her tone shifting into something I'd only heard once before when she was talking to her team over the radio. "Put the gun down!" He laughed, but his voice cracked a little, or what. She took one slow step forward, eyes locked on him. "Or you're going to find out exactly how fast an FBI tactical unit can surround a neighborhood." For a second, he didn't move. Then I saw his thumb twitch, and that's when the first black SUV turned the corner. 2 more SUVs followed, tires crunching over the gravel. Windows tinted so dark you couldn't see inside. The fake guard's arm stiffened, his pistol still aimed at my daughter, but I could see the sweat forming above his lip. Doors swung open. In perfect sync, in 6 figures stepped out black tactical gear, headsets, rifles held low, but ready. They moved with that quiet, sharp precision that says this isn't their first time. "Weapons down," the lead agent barked, his voice cutting through the warm afternoon air like a blade. The guard's bravado cracked instantly. "Whoa, whoa!" "I'm just doing my job," he stammered, glancing between the agents and my daughter like he'd just realized he'd picked the wrong fight. "Your job?" the lead agent said, pulling a patch from his vest and flashing it just long enough for me to read the gold letters FBI Tactical Operations. "Funny, because we've been tracking a man matching your description for impersonating security and brandishing a weapon on private property." My daughter stepped closer, her voice low but carrying. "Drop it now." The gun clattered too. The driveway. One agent kicked it aside while another twisted his arms behind his back, slapping cuffs on so tight he winced. As they hauled him toward the SUVs, the man started babbling. "You don't understand," the HOA president said, but my daughter's eyes narrowed. "Don't worry, we'll be talking to her next." And just as the SUVs pulled away, a white Lexus rolled up. And out stepped the HOA president herself, looking confused till she saw me smiling. Her heels clicked sharply on the pavement as she stepped out, clutching a leather folder like it was a royal decree. "What's going on here?" she demanded, scanning the agents like she had the authority to give orders. My daughter didn't move from her spot. "Your security officer just pulled a gun on me in my own driveway." The woman's face barely flickered. "If that's true, I'm sure it was a misunderstanding. You are in violation of several HOA guidelines." I couldn't help but laugh. "Violation, lady? I don't even belong to your HOA," she smirked. "You do now. We voted last week to annex this entire block. All properties are subject to our oversight." One of the agents stepped forward, pulling a tablet from his vest. "Ma'am, there is no legal annexation on county record. In fact, this HOA is under federal investigation for fraud, extortion, and impersonating law enforcement." The smile slid right off her face. "This is ridiculous. I'll have my attorney," my daughter cut in, her voice like steel. "You'll have a seat in that SUV instead." 2 agents flanked her, guiding her toward the vehicle. She resisted at first, stapping, "Do you know who I am?" I leaned against my shovel, letting the satisfaction settle in. "Yeah, the woman who's about to find out who she's been messing with." The moment the door shut behind her, an agent turned to my daughter. "Ma'am, we've got probable cause for a search of the HOA headquarters. You want to be there when we crack it open?" Her answer came without hesitation. "Let's finish this." And just like that, the convoy rolled toward the HOA building, unaware of what they'd find inside. We didn't even make it halfway down the street before the agents in the lead SUV came over. Buildings locked down tight. No movement inside, but thermals picking up at least 4 heat signatures. The convoy pulled up to a squat brick office with a big, shiny HOA Administration Center sign bolted over the door. From the outside, it looked harmless, like the kind of place where bored retirees argue over mailbox colors. But the second my boots hit the pavement, I felt it. That hum in the air when people inside know they're about to be caught. An agent with a battering ram moved to the front. My daughter raised her hand. "Hold, they're expecting that." She scanned the building, eyes darting to a side alley. "They've got a back exit, probably moving evidence right now." 2 agents broke off instantly, disappearing around the corner. Then, yelling seconds later, they returned, dragging 2 men in polo shirts, both red-faced and breathing hard, lugging trash bags stuffed with binders. One of the bags tore open, spilling fake citations, forged property deeds, and envelopes thick with cash across the sidewalk. The HOA president, still in cuffs inside the SUV, started screaming from the window. "Don't you touch those? That's confidential." My daughter didn't even look at her. It's evidence. Inside, the smell hit first stale coffee, burnt toner, and dust. Desks were stacked with maps of the neighborhood, red pins marking dozens of houses. My address had a circle around it in thick black marker, and under it, 2 words in block letters: "Remove immediately." I felt my jaw tighten. They planned this. An agent called from the far room. "Are you going to want to see this?" We followed him in. What we saw made even my daughter stop cold.